Hold on. Yes, okay, I'm live here. Hi. Oh my god, I always have the craziest technical difficulties, and I think it all worked today. Hi, everyone. Jody Bentley here. Actor, producer, CEO of Actor Insider and the Actor's Office, coming live to you on this Friday morning in December. Where did this year go? That's a whole other conversation. For our coffee and coaching hour for actors, where I drink my green tea and answer any and all questions you have about your acting business. I'm live on Instagram on Actor Insider. Hi, Shannon. Hi, Gaynell. I'm live on my YouTube channel, Actor Insider, and I'm live on Facebook. It worked today. I trust it did. The Actors Workspace. I think I should just change the name. What do we all think? I just loved the Actors Workspace. Anyway, hi, everybody. I'm pretty exhausted, I have to say. It has been a hell of a week. I mean, it was great. We'll talk about it. Hey, guy now. But obviously, I want to hear from you and your questions. Hold on, I just want to double check on my other computer that I am live on Facebook because it always gives me issues. Issues on the Facebook. I even had a colleague of mine say yesterday that he's stopped going live on Facebook because it's so annoying. Yeah, see, I know it says I'm not there. Where did I go live? It says I'm live on Actors Workspace. Oh, goodness. You know when you think something is working? Okay, one sec. Oh, no. I am there. Okay. I can settle in now. Oh, wait, no, I saw me and then it went away. I don't know, you guys. I don't know. Okay, wait. Let me just go here. No. All right. Well, Facebook, I'm trying. I can't help the parameters that Facebook adds, which makes all these things difficult. Anyway, all right. Here we are. Hi. Grushkin J. Is it Jay Grushkin? Hi, Jay. All right, everyone. For those of you just tuning in, sorry it took me a second to get settled. I'm Jody Bentley. Hello. Hi, Tony. Hi, everyone. I am an actor, producer, writer. I have to add that to my list. And the CEO of Actor Insider and the Actor's Office. I am excited to be here with you. I go live on the first and third Fridays of every month to answer any and all questions you have about the acting business. Why? Why do I do this? Because number one, it is not a go-it-alone business at all. I tried to do that in my 20s, and that didn't work very well. And probably part of my 30s. No, not my 30s. Most of my 20s. Most of my 20s. So I just want to create a safe space for you all to ask questions, to connect, and chat with someone, me, who's been a career coach for actors since 2008. I've built a business of acting program at 5 different universities. I've taught at over 50 training programs across the U.S. I have clients globally in 32 countries, and I'm an actor like you. I'm in the trenches like you. And that's why it's been a hell of a week. It's been great. It's been great. I've just had a lot of auditions. I'm feeling very abundant. It does look like FB is working. Oh, thank you, Shannon. Thank you. It's just been a very abundant week of auditions. I had 2 auditions yesterday, both big scenes. Like one was a 6-page scene. Nailed it in one take. Felt real good. Prepped real hard. Anyway, it's just been really busy. And I'm prepping for my big live, me and you live, 3-day event next week called Be Unstoppable. Rewire your mindset, design your year. 3 days, me and you, December 9th through 11th. Every morning, I'm going to go live. I'm going to teach you something about starting your year. We're going to talk about looking back, right? Assessing. This day 2 is going to be all about clarifying the present and stop living in the shoulds. And day 3 is about looking forward and designing your year. So we're going to have a lovely structure that we're going to follow. I'm super psyched. You can go to beunstoppable2026.com to sign up for that. Doing a bonus day on the Friday the 12th for a Q&A. The only caveat in all of this lovely thing that I've been planning for you now for like a couple months is I might be called in to shoot. I booked a couple of projects, and one of them is a recurring role. And yeah, they're throwing out dates next week. So we'll see what happens. If not, I will just record things live and make it up to you with another. I mean, I will record things and release those and make it up to you with another Q&A when I'm not on set. But you know what? We'll figure it out because we are entrepreneurs. We are artists. We are all go-getters. Right? Katie Drivis, who just joined. So say hi to me. Let me know that you are here. Dellen, is that how I say your name? Dellen, welcome. And I want to hear what's going on. Tell me how you're feeling. Tell me what's up. Tell me what is up. I'll tell you what's up. Feeling sassy this morning, you guys. It's been a busy week. I'm glad it's Friday. I'm glad I can sleep in tomorrow. So I'm really excited for that. I'm really excited for my event. Guess what else I'm excited about? I'm getting my headshots done on Tuesday. So after I teach you on Tuesday, I'm washing my face, grabbing my clothes, jumping in the car, and getting new headshots. Okay, last time I had new headshots, 2021. 2021. So it's time. It is time. However, what I did do in 2021, that's what my manager suggested at the time, was not to retouch my photos. It was sort of like when everything was getting in the real natural, right, place. So the funny thing is, like, I really haven't aged that much in 4 years, and I didn't retouch my photos, so I still look exactly like that. So my team has been like, we don't need new pictures, but it's time to zhuzh. We need a little zhuzh it up, little zhuzh. And leaning a little bit more into some comedy stuff because all my pictures were so drama focused. So anyway, I'm really excited to get my new pics done. So next week is going to be a really big week being with you all and teaching and coaching and supporting myself with headshots and being on set. Yeah, it's a busy end of the year, but I'm very grateful. Okay, well, I'm blabbing. I am blabbing. What is going on? Let me know. How are you feeling about the end of this year? How are you feeling about starting 2026? I don't know about you, but this year went by really fast. And I feel like I say that every year, but this one like really went by really, really fast. Really fast. Shannon asked who I was shooting with. I've shot with David Muller for the past 3 years, who I adore. And I've been I've kind of just wanted to branch out and try something different. So I sent my manager some options, and then she sent someone to me because she wants me to get more cinematic shots. Because she really wants to start pitching. I mean, she's been pitching me for leads and everything, and I just had an audition for a lead in a feature. But she wants more cinematic shots to really position me as lead and series reg and all of that. So I'm going with Kenneth Dolan, who does very cinematic headshots. So I can't wait to share all those with you all. All right. So let's talk. Let's talk about how you're feeling. What's going on? Because the end of the year can bring up a lot of feelings, right? A lot of feelings of, oh my God, this didn't happen. I didn't get to that. I didn't finish this project. Oh my God, I didn't hit my goal again, right? It can bring about a lot of stuff. And then it can bring up the reverse as well of like, wow, look what I did this year. How exciting. How do I level up even more in the new year? Right. So I just think the end of the year can be a lot of things. And I do find that most people, not even just actors, I think they wait until January to go, okay, let's create a plan. And I just think that's a little backwards. For me, actually, in October is when I start creating goals and plans for me as a coach and an entrepreneur. So like I know what I'm doing all of next year already as a coach and entrepreneur, and what my goals are, what my plans are, what my strategies are for that. And so now I'm starting to think about me as an actor. What are my goals? Where am I going? But that's why I'm really excited about this event next week, because I think so many times, how do I say this? We want to just lean into the result. Okay, my goal is to be a series reg. I'm going to write it on a piece of paper. I'm going to put it on my desk. Let's go, series reg, right? And like, that's nice, right? Or we create a little pretty vision board and put it on our wall. That's nice. But have you really examined and assessed what has been going on in your career? Have you really examined and assessed each area of your life, each area of your career? What brings you joy? What doesn't? What's your ROI, your return on investment in each area that you're pursuing as an actor? Is your heart still there? Is your passion still there? What worked? What didn't? Like, there's so much to assess before getting to the point of series reg. You know what I mean? And I feel like people skip that step. I feel like we jump to the shortcut of, oh, I know I need to set a goal. I want an agent. I want to make more money. I want to be a series reg. And those goals aren't going to move the needle without you getting your mind in alignment, without you understanding where you've come from, your patterns, your habits, your excuses, your limiting beliefs that have gotten in your way from there. If you haven't gained clarity on where you are now in your career and as a human, right? Because what you set out to do, or what when you said, I'm going to be an actor, those goals, those thoughts, those dreams, passions you had, those could have changed. I stayed stuck for a long time in my 30s because I was like, well, musical theater, I'm doing musical theater. I always wanted to be on Broadway. It's musical theater. It's musical theater. And when I finally got honest with myself, I realized that wasn't the goal anymore. That was the goal in my 20s. That was Jody in her 20s, walking down the streets of New York, singing at the top of her lungs, wanting to be on Broadway. And would I still like to be on Broadway? Yeah, for a limited run, because that's grueling. I mean, I admire so much all my friends who are on tour and in shows and doing that night after night after night. But I realized that my goals had shifted and changed. And I think a lot of times we don't take the time to assess that and go, okay, it's okay to let go of something. And I think sometimes when we let go of something, we feel like a failure. But I think it's really important to take the time to do that. So that's what the whole event is going to be about next week, right? It's not about taking a shortcut and going, okay, this is what now I'm going to go after this year. And again, create a plan for January. And then after January, you're like, well, now what? And then we get caught up in the same patterns and habits. And then we just recreate the same year over and over again. And that is typically what most actors and artists do. So I'm excited to see you next week and talk more about that and really go deeper on what that takes. All right. I have a question here on Facebook. Jay, hi Jay. Gosh, your name just came up. Why? Why did your name come up? Oh, I was working with a client, Jay, and they got offered rep, or they had a meeting with an agent or manager. Now I'm blanking. I had so much teaching this week. And I went on IMDb and looked, and you were with them. And I was like, oh, if Jay is with this person, Jay is a fucking booker. And he's booked so much stuff. I was like, if Jay is with them, they are good. That's why your name came up, my friend. Now I read your question. The agent I work with left the company for a somewhat lesser known agency. Now I don't know if I was looking at your agent or manager. Oh, I wish I could remember. Okay. He was terrific. So I talked to him about working with him again. He wants to as well, but told me he's going to focus on commercials, not theatrical, which is my focus, what to do. I mean, you work so much theatrically, Jay. Well, I mean, you need a theatrical person. So if you just want to sign with him commercially, there's nothing wrong with that. However, I will say this. If you don't give a shit about commercials, then you got to take a step back and go, is this worth my time? Is it worth my time? There's only so much time, money, and energy, right? And if your focus is really going after theatrical, I mean, it depends, right? It depends what your days look like, what you want to be doing. Do you have the space to audition commercially? If you do, great, go sign with him commercially. Can you stay with the current agency with a different agent theatrically? So I would broach that subject, maybe reach out to the head of the agency that you're with, like talk to your guy and say, okay, great. Yes, we can work together commercially. Or, hey, that's not my focus right now. Can we revisit this in 6 months? Just because you close the door now doesn't mean the door's not open later. Okay. So I think I would just take a little bit of time to sit with it. Nothing's happening. I mean, some things might be happening commercially over the next week as people start gearing up a little bit for January. I had a commercial audition, but there's not a ton, right? So if you could even say, hey, you know what? Can I just have a hot second to think about this? I really want to see where commercials fit in my career right now. Can I get back to you the first week of January? And then maybe just take a little bit of time and think about, is that a viable path for you? Is that a path that you want to be taking? So I would think about that. And then secondly, yeah, I would reach out to your current agency to see if there's a way to work with someone else in the agency. But yeah, let's not drop that theatrical ball, right? So let's keep that going. So that would be where I would start. And then I would also talk to your old agent who you obviously have a good relationship with and say, I totally respect you're not doing theatrical. I'm so sad, but I totally respect it. Um, do you have anyone you could refer me to? Is there another agency, some agents you know well? I'm going to have a lag theatrically with what's been going on. Maybe he can actually, I don't know if you know, said it was a he, they, yeah, he could refer you to someone. So I would really dig deep into putting the puzzle pieces together from the agency connections that you have. And then just really think about if commercials is what you want. Cool. Let me know if you have a follow-up to that, Jay. That's a really great question. That's a really great question. And now I can't remember if what agency, if I was looking at your agent or manager. Anyway, that's so funny that your name came up and now I got to see you. Okay. Yeah, let me know if that helped. Okay. Let's see. Hi, Maria. Happy to see you, Maria. All right, Maria on YouTube says, what if I've been in classes for 2 years, having some level refined, but still self-conscious? No, you can improve more. Being clueless, finding the right team to start refining the package. Okay, so this is layered with a bunch of questions. Let me just take a sip of tea. And forgive me for like squinting, you guys. I don't have my contacts in. My eyes have just been so dry. So I'm like trying to like read. And I see that Mario, you have a question, so I'll get to you in a second. Okay, so Maria. Okay, here's the thing. Maria says she's been in classes for 2 years. She feels in a good place, but no, there's more growth. Maria, there's always more growth. There's always more growth. Tony, you want to tell everyone how there's always more growth? I feel like Tony, we're like, we tag team sometimes. I love it. We're always growing as artists. I even this past like 3 months, I felt like I've grown substantially as an actor. Like I look at my tapes and I'm like, yes, like I did a 6-page audition yesterday. I prepped it, of course. I read it out loud with my husband twice, and we came upstairs to put it on tape. I sound so old when I say that. Put it on tape, and we watched it back. And my husband was like, "That was really good," and he's like, you did your thing, babe. You know what I mean? He's like, "Oh, your little ism, shut up." But like, he was like, it's really good. Like, I feel like I've hit a new stride. And how long have I been doing this? A long ass time, Maria. A long ass time. So what we get to do is honor where we're at every level of our careers. And you're at this level, right? So honor it, put yourself out there, audition, keep working, keep studying. And then there'll be a point where you're leveling up and you go, wow, look at the work I'm doing now. I get so many times I work with clients and they're like, yeah, I have this reel, but it doesn't support me anymore. Okay, great. Let's do some new work. Let's get some self tapes that really show what you can do, right? We're always going to be leveling up our craft and our artistry. That's part of being an artist, but it's also not looking at what you don't have in every moment. Like, oh God, I don't have this yet, or I'm not there yet, or I'm not 100% great with this yet, or blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, look what I do have in this moment. Look at how far I've come. Look at where I am now. And I can't wait to see where I'm going. So I recommend that, Maria, just honoring where you're at and knowing that there's going to be more and there's going to be growth. And that's nothing to be self-conscious about. Nothing. I mean, I could go back and look at a tape I did last year and be like, Jody, I mean, maybe not that bad, but just like, oh yeah, you're kind of pushing a little bit and you missed that right? We can always go back and go, oh, look at what I could have done better, but let's honor what you're doing now. So that's my first answer to your first part. Okay, I have to get rid of this text that came up. Okay. Being in class, finding the right team to start refining the package. Okay, so you need to refine the package to get you to find the right team. So if you're talking about package you, right, understanding your brand and having your headshots and your reels and or websites and social media and all of your package being refined for what it is now, that's up to you. That's going to help you find the team. That is how I work with my clients, is really getting their package together. So that way, when they do press send on an agent campaign, they get 6 interviews right away and inevitably sign with someone. So at least I had a client get 22 interviews once with an agent campaign that we did. So You know, it's about you, Maria, putting together your own package, you understanding self, you understanding who you are and where you fit and what you want, and also where you want to go. And how do we make that reflective in the materials that you have? So when you're pitching to an agent, a casting director, a director, they go, oh, I get it. I get who Maria is. I get who she is now, and I get where she's going, and I can sell that and I can support that. So, Maria, that work is up to you. That work is up to you. If you want to talk about doing that work, DM me. Well, we're on YouTube. You can send me a message on YouTube. You can reach out to me at Jodie, Jodie, at actor-insider.com. You can go to my website, actor-insider.com. But that's the work that I do. So it's up to you to refine the package to then find the right team. It's not the other way around. The right team won't even look at you because there's too many actors. And I'm not saying that to be negative. We just know. We just know that's true. So how are you rising up? How are you breaking through the noise? And it's that clarity of self and that refinement of package that makes people take notice. You know, I have so many times clients go, God, I have no credits. I have no this. I have no that. I just had I have a client who has one credit, one TV, well, it was a TV credit, but she was background. That's it. And we just did an agent. She's been in my mastermind group. We've gotten her headshots, her reels, her self tapes, her package, everything in alignment. Again, she really has 0 credits, and she already has like 5 meetings lined up, and one of them's like a really big manager. So it's not about the credits, it's about the package. And if they see the package, they believe in the package, they know they can sell the package, that's going to get them excited. That's going to get them excited. All right, Maria, I hope that makes sense. I don't know what opened over here. Let me see. Jay says, great answer. Going back to Jay's question about his agent. Great answer. Thanks so much. The agency I'm with only works across the board. Oh, they don't sign theatrically. Understood. I'm now with the owner agent who I have mixed feelings about. But he just got me a killer audition. Ugh. This is like the 3rd time I was thinking of leaving them. Then they get me a great audition. Ironic. Go, I hate that. I get it, Jay. I get it. You're like, this isn't the place for me. Oh, shit. Okay. All right. So here's what you're going to do. You're not going to let them go right now. You're not going to let them go right now. You're going to do this lovely audition. You're going to kick ass. You're going to book it. At least book the room. And just sit with over the holidays. I would just start to think about, and this is for anybody who has doubts with their agents, because I don't know an actor who doesn't doubt their agent. I mean, let's be real. There's always times when we're like, oh, is that the right one? I don't know. Like, you know, we all do it. We all do it. So I just would take some time over the next couple weeks in the break, you know, when you have some space, to just think about, what is it that you don't like? What is it that you do like? Like, you know, like a pros cons list kind of thing. But yeah, what is it that makes you go, right? What's that thing? And then really ask yourself, is there a way to fix that? Is there a way, you know, if you're like, I don't like how they communicate. I don't like how, you know, whatever, you know, I don't like how they're communicating with me. Is there a way for you to be able to get the communication that you need? You know, I love my manager. She's not always great with email. So I text her, because when I text her, she responds. So, you know, it's like, I'm going to get what I need out of this relationship. So I'm going to text you. So, you know, I would just start to think about, what is it? What is it that you don't like? And what is it that you do like? And does the do outweigh the don't? And if it doesn't, then we can really start to think about it. Because I think so many times I have actors go, oh, I don't like my agent. I don't like my agent. Oh, I'm not getting in the room enough, or I'm not getting opportunities, or they don't answer my emails, or I don't feel seen and heard, or, you know, all of these things. And then they want to make a change, but then the change is usually a lateral move. So does it make sense, Jay, for you to make a lateral move right now? Or has there been enough clout and buzz around some of the stuff that you've booked this year to go up, right? To do a higher level. So I would just take a hot second just to think about it and really think about what you want. So look, I think now you have a perfect out with your old agent if they're just doing commercial to be like, "Hey, I don't wanna be without theatrical right now. Let me think. I'm gonna take some time just to think about really what I wanna do, but I do wanna keep the store open with you because I adore you." And that way you can have commercial rep to land if and when you decide to just go get theatrical. All right, cool. All right, let me see what's happening on Instagram. Let me go back. Okay, Mario. Hi, Mario. I'm just starting out as an actor, stuntman, novelist. Oh, the multi hyphenates of it all. I love it. Could you give me the best advice on what's the best way to pursue the industry in the most efficient way possible? Mario, go to my YouTube and watch every fucking video. That's the short answer, or else we're gonna be here for a lot longer than 30 minutes for the rest of this coffee hour. Um, I mean, the most here's the Cliff Note version. The Cliff Note version. The best way to pursue the industry in the most efficient way possible. Know yourself, know what you want, know what you do best, understand your branding, understand what you sell, understand the stories that you want to tell. Second phase, know how to package that. Know how to package that in headshots, reels, tools, materials, website, social, your bio. I mean, all the tools, every single market. Know how to package that in every single marketing tool. Third piece, strategy. Who tells the stories that you tell? Where do you want to work? Who do you want to connect with? Start building a strategy to connect and build those types of relationships. Get some experience, book some stuff, get on set, book some student films, right? Get some experience under your belt. Good, then create an agent campaign, start going after agents, right? Everything it starts with you and your clarity and understanding, your strategy piece, and then we can start to go after it. I think so many times people go, I'm going to be an actor, I need to market myself. Let me get a resume, let me go get a headshot, let me try to get an agent, and then they do all that, it doesn't work, and then they're back to square one and they go, this is hard. Of course it's hard because you tried to sell a vague product. You tried to sell a product that you didn't even know what it does. No one would ever do that in any other industry. So for you, Mario, it's really understanding yourself and having clarity in yourself and understanding this industry, understanding the trends of this industry. You guys, Netflix might be buying Warner Brothers. Like that's going to be a huge industry change, right? We need to stay on top of all of these things. Anyway, that's a whole other topic. But Mario, that's like my shortcut answer version. But the real answer underneath that is there's a lot of work to do, right? It's for you to understand who you are and what you do and where you fit in this industry. That is step one. Obviously also getting craft, right? I'm talking about it. I talk about the acting business, right? So I'm assuming when we're here talking about business that you have some craft behind you, or that you're doing it in tandem, that you're in acting class right now and you're like, hey, I want to do this both and have a leg up and really understand who I am in the business. So so everything I'm doing is coming through that lens. But there's just some work to do. This is what my membership, the Actors Think Tank, is all about. It's all my systems on branding, marketing, getting headshots, getting an agent, networking, strategy, all of that stuff is in there. So that's something we could discuss, Mario. But now it's time for you to double down and do the work. It's double down and do the work. Yeah, I have a video dropping this afternoon on Instagram. So look out for it, Insta. Just about how stop taking the shortcuts, you guys. Just stop taking the shortcuts. I find so many times actors are just looking for the shortcut and you're wasting time. Just do the work. Just do the work. If you do the work once and you understand who you are, guess what? You've done the freaking work. And it's going to deepen and you'll get more specific. Again, as your career grows, just like we said with Maria, just like your craft deepens, but you'll know how to do it. You'll know how to refine it. But stop taking the shortcuts and just do the work. You'll move forward faster. You will. Okay. WBFment says how to move from background work to major roles. It's kind of exactly what I just said to Mario. I have a lot of clients who come to me who have been doing a lot of background. How great to be on set and get that experience. Like I think a lot of times background people go, "Oh, I just did background." No, you know how a set works. Your agent will be able to trust you because you know what goes on the set. You know how to conduct yourself. Just because you haven't had a speaking role yet doesn't mean anything, right? So, but now, with background, it's like, oh, do you have the ball gown? Ball gown. Do you have the ball gown? Do you have the medic's jacket or whatever, right? But now it's not about that. It's about who are you? Who are you and what do you bring to the table? So everything that I just said to Mario is applicable to you, right? You need to double down and get clear on who you are. And now not as background, but as principle. And where do you see yourself? What shows are you in? What stories do you want to tell? What fit you like a glove, right? You need to show for a good agent. You need to show that agent. It's an industry of show, don't tell. You need to show that agent who you are. And you need to understand that first. So that's really the big difference, right? Think of the background as like, you got to fit the costume or you bring the costume. Do you know what I mean? And you're just gonna be that businessman or whatever. But now you get to show them who you are, and you need to get clear on that and specific on that, so they go, oh, I get it, I get it. I gotta get rid of that. Okay, does that make sense? Let me know if you have another question there. Okay, Rachel, hi, Natalie, hi. There are so many actors to set yourself apart. Yes, there are. I think was that just a question? Because the answer is yes. The answer is yes, there are so many actors out there. And yes, you need to set yourself apart by doubling down on what makes you you. Not a gimmick, I can't think of another word for gimmick. Not a gimmick, not a gimmick. But you, what makes you you? Gotta have a gimmick. All right. I've referenced like 2 musicals in 5 minutes. Can I get credit for that? Like, really? Okay, cool. Yeah. So again, it's what I've just been saying, right? To set yourself apart is when you have that clarity. Because when you have that clarity, that naturally brings about confidence. Like when you can walk in a room and talk about who you are and what you do best and what you want and where you're going, but you know where you are now, but these are the people that you really want to meet to get you where you want to go. When you can talk like that, and I don't care if you have 1 credit, 0 credits, or 40. When you talk like that, people pay attention. They pay attention because that clarity is confidence. That clarity is confidence. Hi, Andy. Oh my God, Andy, I owe you so many updates. I'll tell you later, Andy. All right. Let's see. What else do we have here? Shortcuts are lethal, right, Tony? Oh, I've been getting on my soapbox about this lately. Everyone is looking for a dang shortcut. And this is what happens at the end of the year. Again, this is why I'm doing this 3-day event, Be Unstoppable, next week. Again, you can sign up at beunstoppable2026.com. Because I find so many actors go, Jody, what do I need to do next year? This year didn't go well. What do I do? Just tell me how to fix it. But they don't want me to tell them how to fix it. They just want me to tell them like the secret. And there is no secret. Or they go, okay, I'm going to double down. And I'm going to write down the big goal that scares me. And then I'm going to jump. And it's like, well, that's just wishful thinking, or, okay, I'm going to go down. This goal class is there for 2 hours and they want $200 and I'm going to take it because they said I'm going to walk away with a plan. You're not going to create a whole plan in 2 hours, you guys. That's a shortcut. That is a shortcut because you're not in those 2 hours looking at what's gotten in your way, understanding your patterns, your habits, your excuses, what self-sabotages you. Because if you just walk away with a pretty plan, guess what? Your mind is still going to self-sabotage because you haven't addressed that. You are taking a shortcut of trying to do something outside that makes you feel good to have these pretty little goal sheets, but you haven't done the work. You're taking a shortcut. Oh my God, Tony, you got me on a soapbox. Shannon, amen. Shortcuts take a long time, right? Ugh. All right, people go, oh yeah, I did this class and I got some adjectives. So my brand is bubbly, smart, and cute. I'm like, oh my God, that's not a brand. That's a shortcut. You don't understand what you bring to the table and how to talk about it and the themes of the stories that you tell and how to package that. If you just try to package bubbly, that is generic, you guys. That is generic. Stop shortcutting. You're costing yourself years and money and time. Okay. Let me keep going. Oh, what do we have here? Oh, Maria from YouTube. Yes, we were talking about, training and refining and all of that. She says, I'm based in Paris. Maria, I have 2 clients right now in Paris in my mastermind group. There's a lot going on in the market there. I'm based in Paris. It's harder to find people. They're less visible on platforms to resonate with. Yes, how the structurally it's very different there. Like in the States, I can go on Actors Access and like try to submit myself for something. And I know that's not how it works where you are. But oh my gosh, Maria, again, there's just a work to do. There's work to do. It's all about relationships and who you know there. You guys have so many festivals. You have a huge TV festival, a huge short film festival. You have all the festivals. Every time I talk to my client Stephanie, she's like, "Oh, I'm getting ready to go to the festival for 10 days." I'm like, "What? How many festivals do you guys have?" You need to be getting out and networking. That is the way to have your career in Paris. You need to be out and about and networking. And I have my clients in Paris actually getting agents in the UK. So, and which, then all of our shows are being from the States are being shot in the UK. So like they're getting lots of opportunities. So Maria, stop looking at what there isn't and look at what there is. What you do have, which is very different than we have here, is these government run festivals to help artists where everybody goes. And it's like the thing. So you need to start reaching out to people. You need to start creating a list of who do you want to connect with. You need to be going to these short film festivals, going, who are the directors that tell the stories that I want to tell, that I want to know? Reach out to them, ask them for coffee, go to these festivals, connect with them. You got to do the legwork and the groundwork now, Maria. That's your job. That's your job, is to build relationships. That's how you're going to create the career that you want there. Trust me. This is exciting for you. I'm excited. Okay. WBF event says how to set yourself apart from them. Understanding who you are. Understanding who you are and packaging it. Again, it's everything I've been saying. There is no magic pill. There is no shortcut. It's the work of you understanding you in this business. And again, if you want help with that, that's what I do. I help actors gain clarity on who they are. I have a whole branding system about that. But that's just the work that needs to happen. So whether you do that with me or somewhere else, that's how you're going to set yourself apart. But not by a gimmicky one sheet or going, I'm a stuntman novelist doesn't set you apart. There's probably a lot of stuntman novelists. I'm a actor, writer, producer, audiobook narrator. You know how many of those there are? A lot, right? So it's really about understanding you and the stories that you tell. Yeah, not a cliche. Exactly, Mario. Great. Emmy says, thank you. Shannon, no shortcuts and no gimmicks. Yes, there are a lot of actors. This will make a great t-shirt. Oh my God. Can somebody please spearhead my merch department? I can't tell you how many times this year someone has said to me, that needs to go in a t-shirt, I would buy it. That needs to go in a t-shirt, I would buy it. I've been having a document of all these quotes and things that have been said to put it on a dang t-shirt. Can somebody please create these and run my merch department? I don't have time. I'll pay you a percentage of all the products that are sold. Reach out to me, somebody. We can barter. You can join my membership. Just design all my t-shirts. I love it. Rachel says, do the work. Yes. Okay. Tony says, I also think that we as actors make uncontrollable goals and find out the hard way and get discouraged. Yes. Yes. We create goals that we are not in control of. Now, look, on the third day next week, on December 11th, I'm going to give you my whole theory on goals. I'm going to break down my whole badass goal system for you. And I'm going to talk about milestones, which are the key. Because what Tony says here is very true. We create things that are out of our control, and then we get discouraged, and then we give up. So if you create a goal that's out of your control and there's no forward movement and you're not tracking any forward movement and you're self-sabotaging yourself, guess what? By March, you're done. Your brain is literally done. So don't do that pattern, right? There's other ways. There's better ways. Okay, let me take a sip of tea. Hold on. These are great questions. All right, hold on. Let me just check Facebook. I see I still have a couple questions on Insta. Did my computer die over here? Yep, my computer died. Sorry. I have two computers and a phone. I just can't see when I'm going live on here. I can't see the questions in the back end. So let me just go here 1 second. Let me see if there's other questions here. Nope. Andy just said hi. Okay, cool. All right. Let me go back here. Oh, how do I say your name? Juliana? That's beautifully spelled. How can we find a good agent? I'm going to sound like a broken record. It's everything that I've just said. You need to do the work for you first, right? Your brand, your package, all of that, right? Non-negotiable. That is non-negotiable. You got to have a great pitch email. Non-negotiable. You can either get a bunch of referrals. You can create a targeted list, which I help people do. You can email everybody in the world and just throw spaghetti against the wall. But regardless of which method you do, you need to know who you are. You need to have materials that back it up. You need to have a solid package, and you need to know how to pitch yourself. And you need a strategy and a structure. So I talk about, I have my 8-week agent campaign, right? It's not about sending one email into the ether, expecting a response, and hoping and wishing and then never reaching out to them again. That's not how it works. It's a business. So I have a whole 8-week campaign that I teach actors about. But that's how you're going to get a good agent. So it's also, it's looking at like, and getting specific on you. Like, say, Juliana, you're like, hey, I really love sci-fi, fantasy, Game of Thrones, right? Okay, so now you need to look at who are the actors. I mean, Game of Thrones is probably not the best thing because they're probably casting all over there. But who are the actors who are like the day players and guest stars in Game of Thrones? Who are they with? Right? Who are the actors who are on oh God, I can't even think of any like Silo, right? That's a great show right now. Who are the actors getting guest stars and day players on Silo? Who are they with? Right? Looking at the shows that you want to be on. I mean, like, those are the shows. That's the genre. So they obviously, that agency, whoever is getting those actors in the door, has relationships with those casting offices. You can start to get specific that way, especially if you're so focused, or if like horror is your thing and you're like, great, who are these people with who always book these horror movies? Who are they with? Right? If you want to get specific that way, you can. But again, it starts with self. I would not ever reach out to an agent or start an agent campaign if your materials are not in order. If your sales tools are not in order and you're sending stuff to the person who's your sales team, that you're not breaking through the noise there at all. Again, you're wasting time. And that's just a shortcut of like, well, maybe I'll just see, someone will take me, right? Don't waste your time. Do the work, put a good package out there so that way you can pick and choose which agent that you want and not just going after the low-hanging fruit. Okay. Mario, you are a complete sweetheart, and I'm very grateful for your integrity and benevolence. Thanks, Mario. I appreciate that. I am based in LA. Yes, I am in LA now. I lived in New York City for a very long time. I went to NYU Tisch School of the Arts. I got a BFA in acting. Lived in New York for a long time. Now I'm in Los Angeles, and I've been here a decade. Yeah. Judy. Hi, Judy. How much does your 8-week cost? Oh, my 8-week agent thing is in my membership. I don't believe in selling an agent course, a networking course. I've only taken my branding course out of my membership because people asked me to, but I believe that we are holistic human beings and you need the totality of what this industry is. So I don't want to upcharge actors and piecemeal things together in a bunch of courses when you need all of it. So that's why I have a very low price point on my membership, and whatever you need is in there. And you can join for a month, 3 months. I have been clients who've been in there for 3 years. I have people come 6 months and then leave, get what they need. So Judy, I have 2 levels of my membership. One is just the content where you get all the content of everything. That's $47 a month. Or if you want my eyes and my coaching, I go live twice a month and do a group coaching in my membership. Plus we have lots of other perks. That's $97 a month. And again, you can stay as long as you want, but that's all in there. That's the whole agent strategy is in there. Thanks for asking that. All right. Is that it? No other questions? Let me look here. All right. What else is going on, team? Let me know. I didn't miss anything, did I? Nope. We talked about shortcuts. I'm getting angry again thinking about it. Maybe I'll do privates. Judy, let's do it. I think I'm already booked with one-on-one coaching because my time is just limited in that capacity. I'm already booked through January of next year. But yeah, let me know. I'll reach out to my assistant. I'll see if anything else opens up. But you guys, I'm in development on my feature film, and things are just going really well, and it's really exciting. So lots of big movement on that this week. So fingers crossed, keep all the fingers crossed for me that everything moves forward smoothly. But just heard that a big named person is interested in playing my mother in my script. So that's really, she's intrigued. Her interest is piqued. So now I just need to get her to read the script. So anyway, give me the juju, you guys. Send me the juju. Okay. Judy, I'm in no hurry. Please have your assistant call me or email. Sign up for March. Okay, great. Mario, I live by quantum mechanics, laws of attraction. Are you familiar with those tenets? Yes, I've read a lot of books on laws of attraction and quantum mechanics as well. Yes, yes. Tony, any plans for the holidays? We're doing San Diego. Tony, in 13 days, I will be on an aeroplane going to Boston, Massachusetts, where I know it will be cold, and I will be there through January 2nd. Well, an hour south of Boston is where I grew up. So then we drive down to New Bedford, Massachusetts. So yeah, we go to the East Coast for the holidays for 2 weeks. And then I'll be going to New York City. I'll be there December 28th through 30th, seeing friends because, I lived there for so long. And we're seeing Stranger Things on Broadway, and we're seeing Chess on Broadway. And I'm very excited. I'm very excited. So thank you for asking my holiday plans. But yes, when I think about how much I need to do in 13 days, I have a little bit of a panic attack. It's all good. It's so good. It's just like, what did I do? So send me the good juju on that too, you guys. All right. Let's see. Shannon, you mentioned self-tapes in tandem with reels. What are your thoughts? And are there restrictions for material lines you didn't write? So yes, look, not everybody has like solid footage that, shows them in how they want to be cast into the world, right? Or there shows them the industry of really what they can do. So I like to have these self tapes as the, like the ancillary material, because that's what you're in control of. So if you're like, God, I have nothing, none of my real footage shows that I can do sitcoms, and sitcoms are my heart. That's what I want to be doing. Well, record a multicam scene, have that as ancillary stuff that can be on your Actors Access that you can use to pitch, that you can give to your team that they can pitch. So they're going to be used in tandem in terms of pitching and showing the industry who you are, right? Then, of course, and as soon as you book a sitcom or you book a comedy film, right, whether it's short film, feature, whatever, then you'll have some footage and then you can add that to your reel. And then maybe we lose the self tape because now you have other footage that proves it. So that's what I sort of mean. Now, if you're talking about restrictions for material lines you didn't write, if it's a self tape that's used for pitching, that's just going to be in the casting sites that you're on, right? I wouldn't go necessarily put that all over social media. You can probably put it on your website and have that be okay. But I would only use stuff that's aired. Like if I just got an audition, well, like this audition I just had for this feature film that, big people are behind. I'm not going to go put that audition out right now on social media. Do you know what I mean? But if after the film is done and it's out and it's there, or like my episode of NCIS, when that airs, I could release my self tape and show a side by side of my scene versus my self tape. You know what I mean? So you always just want to wait till stuff airs. But if you're like, hey, there's a scene from Friends that I'd really like to do because it fits my brand, that's okay. You can put that out there. You can put that out there. And I have a lot of times clients will take a scene from like a well-known show, because also sometimes when it's like a well-known thing, a lot of times people are like, what is this from? And then they spend their whole time trying to like remember what this piece is from, when we really want them paying attention to you. So, I mean, I've also had clients like take scenes and tweak them a little bit and, make it their own for who they are and what they want to show the industry. So there's lots of ways to do it. But I think just the biggest rule is don't put stuff out there that hasn't aired yet or done anything like that. Other than that, you're just using it as pitching, right? You're not making money off of it. You're not doing anything like that. So you're pretty fine. Rachel says, kudos for such a great movement on your film. Thanks, Rachel. And thanks for commenting on my post on Facebook. I really appreciated that. Yeah, I really appreciated that. I've been getting a lot of I did a post on, I'm deciding, you guys, between shooting in upstate New York in Hudson Valley and in my hometown of New Bedford, Massachusetts. And my initial goal and what always moved my heart was to shoot in my hometown and to bring income to my hometown, to tell my story where I grew up, because that's what it's about. Like, it makes me cry when I think about it. But the Massachusetts tax credit is 25%. The New York tax credit is 40%. So I was convinced by this production company that I've been in talks with in Hudson Valley to shoot in upstate New York. And then just as of late, I was like, what? Let me just explore. Let me explore the possibility of shooting in Massachusetts. And I was like, I know so many people in my hometown, and maybe people can donate things. Maybe they can find a location for free. Maybe I can get catering discounted or in kind. And Come to find out, I have a friend I went to high school with who runs 6 restaurants in my hometown, and another person worked in hospitality for 20 years, and another like I'm getting all these leads to from things right now. It's extremely overwhelming, but it's making it more real that shooting there could be a possibility, and I could do it budgetarily. Anyway, that's my little tangent for the day. But Rachel, I appreciated you commenting on that post. So yeah, so if anyone um, knows any people in Massachusetts that work in the film industry, or has anyone in New Bedford, Massachusetts specifically, who has locations or businesses or anything, let me know. Connect me. I would love to chat. Tony says, I have a friend in Stranger Things. It looks amazing, doesn't it? Oh my God. And we just finished watching all the episodes that had been released. So yeah, I'm really so excited to see it. Okay, Katie, thoughts on having a great meeting with a top commercial agent after working with them in classes throughout the fall and getting completely ghosted. I've sent some strategic follow-ups, but nothing. Oh, it's hard to know without the specifics of the meeting. So when you say a great meeting, Katie, I guess I need more information there. And how did the meeting end? That's what I want to know. How did the meeting end? What was said? What was said at the end of the meeting? And I will say, okay, so I need to know that. I need to know how many follow-ups you've done and when, timeline of follow-ups. Yes, I need to know that information. I thought I was going to say something else. Nope, I guess that was it. Yeah, let me know how the meeting ended and yeah, the follow-ups, then I can answer that better. Okay, Mario, I'm in Minneapolis right now. To your knowledge, does the city have a good acting community? Actually, I don't know much about Minneapolis. That's one area I don't know a lot about. But Mario, I would just do some research. You know what? This means uh, 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 y- sorry, I started reading your second comment and my brain got ahead of itself. Ancillary, I just mean like using in tandem, right? You're gonna have your reel and in tandem. That's sort of I meant by that. I mean, in second tier, yes, because obviously we want production style footage of you. So it might a self tape is like a second tier option, but still viable. So yes, thank you for allowing me to clarify. This is a good question, Mario, for Chat GPT. I would run, hey, Chat GPT. You don't have to say that. I live in Minneapolis. Can you give me a breakdown of local acting, film, and theater resources? And so it's going to do some great research for you. I love using Chat GPT as a resource tool and a brainstorming tool. You can get a lot done faster. So I would start to do that and see what you can come up with. Um, most states actually have a film commission. You can also look up there and see what's going on there. That might give you a lot of information. But I would use ChatGPT to find some local resources for you in the area. That's going to be good. Okay, Rachel, are you talking about putting a sample self-tape on your reel? No. No. You don't wanna combine the high-end production footage with a reel. You're gonna have your high-end production footage with a self-tape. Your self-tapes are gonna stand alone. They're gonna be their own little clips. You can use them individually to pitch. Your reel is your reel. Like just like on your reel, you don't want to combine your film credits, film stuff, and like theater. You know what I mean? You could have a musical theater reel if it's good quality, and right, it's not you on a stage a million feet away. But you don't want to combine. You don't want to like cross pollinate the different categories or genres rather, you know what I mean? So keep your your solid production footage and film and television, and then your self tapes will just be little ancillary addendum tools that you could also pitch. Yeah. Okay, what else? Hi, Rose Rosin Casting. How are you? Shannon says, excellent, makes perfect sense. Thank you, Jody. You're welcome. Welcome, Shannon. I loved how many people were coming out of the woodwork to support and make your dream happen. Thank you, Shannon. Oh my God, I was like sobbing. And now I'm like, how do I have to put it all in a spreadsheet. I need an assistant for my film. I have a producer, I have a director, I have a writing partner. Now I need a dang assistant. It's so much. But yes, it's been so lovely. So lovely. Okay, Katie, I worked with a coach to prep. Meeting super positive. I love it, Katie. Super positive. They wanted me to put stuff on tape and resend my items. And also, one of the agents said to the other, you'll need to submit her immediately. Love it. I've sent 2 follow-ups. The meeting was on the 17th, of November, and the meeting was with 3 members of their team. Okay, you've sent 2 follow-ups since the 17th. Okay, did you send one? I'm sure you probably sent one before Thanksgiving and after Thanksgiving. So we got to remember the holidays were in there, right? We never know what's happening on someone else's end. And that's I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. I don't always hear that same information from other people, and maybe it's a little naivete from me, but I don't think so. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. Like yesterday, you guys, I looked at my email. I've been so busy this week. I had 75 emails that I had not responded to. And I was just like, I can't, like, I'm so overwhelmed with all the, and then I had 2 auditions to do yesterday. So like, and some of those had been like a week because I'd been on set and everything. So it's not anything those people have done. It's just, I did not have time. So we don't know what happened in their lives. Maybe they're waiting for one person to come back and they had an issue with their family. Maybe their client, maybe they had an influx of auditions. They've just been trying to push their clients out there right now. So to onboard is too much, right? So I just, first of all, just invite you to give them the benefit of the doubt. Don't feel like you're ghosted. Let's not project stories onto it. Let's just go, wow, they must be busy. And I'm just going to send another follow-up. So, when was the last time you sent, Katie? Before and after Thanksgiving? Yes. Okay. So, but like after Thanksgiving, when? Like this week? Did you send it this week? If you sent this week, let's wait until next week, right? Let's give them Tuesday, respond to your same email and say, hey, I know at the holidays and the year-end wrap up, I know this is crazy. Say something nice about the meeting. Again, here are all my materials. I would love to get the ball rolling so we can jump into January. So let me know the next steps. But let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's follow up. Let's follow up again. This is not the first time I've heard this. Okay. I had another client who had a great meeting with an agent and felt the same way, felt ghosted. And she's like, I'm not following up anymore. She did like 2, maybe 3 follow-ups. And I was like, just do one more. Like, we never know. It's not a no until they say, stop emailing me. Do you know what I mean? And then she did one more and come to find out, like, when the email had gone to this person's spam, but also they had a family issue and they were coming back and they were so apologetic and like, oh my God, I'm so excited to work with you. And like, but like, what if my client didn't send that other email, right? Maybe they would have responded in a month and they got through their emails because life had intruded and they go, oh my God, that person. But sometimes we just need to, that's business. Like the business is, the fortune is in the follow-up. It's the business. And we want everyone to be on our timeline. And that just doesn't happen. That just doesn't happen. It can happen. It's nice when it happens, right? But it's not the norm. It doesn't always happen. So I would send another follow-up, Katie. Let me see if you said something before and after Thanksgiving. True, you're right. Thanks so much. 2 days ago this week. Great. So Tuesday next week. Let's not send Monday, send Tuesday. Yeah, keep me posted. Keep me posted. Hi, Kate Greer. Kate just joined us on Facebook. Okay, let me see what I missed. Let's see. Mario says that's brilliant. Never would have thought of that. Great, Mario. I'm trusting that'll be really good research for you. Hi, Rupinder. Rachel says, thanks for the clarity. Reself-typing real. You're welcome. Okay. Do you coach on creating high quality clips for pitching? What I would coach on with that is helping you understand your brand, right? I help my clients build a branding chart. It's how you're going to end up building all of your tools, all your marketing tools, your headshots, deciding on clips, deciding on all of that stuff. So I would give you the infrastructure really to make better choices in your career. So really helping you refine your brand, give you that infrastructure so you can go, great, I know what I'm missing. I know the scenes I need to pitch are ABC. I can help you find those scenes. We can figure them out together. I don't necessarily coach people on scenes. I do give feedback when clients go, hey, can you give feedback on the self-tape? I'll do that. In my membership community, people post clips. I give feedback. They ask, advice on their reels. I give feedback. I do that. I don't want to spread myself too thin as a coach, so I don't coach acting, right? I would refer you to other people who coach acting. So that's just not what I do, but I would prep you to knock it out of the park because it's going to fit your brand. So that's kind of how I would work in terms of that. In terms of that. All right. Katie says thank you. Emmanuel, you just joined. Okay, Emmanuel, you always have a big truth bomb for me, but it's 11:01, so I don't know if I can take it. Manuel has the best questions. All right, team. This was a great Q&A. Thank you so much for all of your questions and for showing up, for being present. That's half the freaking battle, you know. It's about showing up, then it's about taking action, right? Because you can show up and, I've just been thinking a lot lately that I feel like actors always feel like, well, I just need more information. If I know this, then I can take action. If I know this, then I can take action. It's like Maria was talking about on YouTube. I'm taking classes, but there's more, there's more, there's more. Like, but there's always in this place of more, more, more. I need more information. When sometimes it's like maybe you have enough information. Now you just need to take action and then suss it out as you go. So my call of action to you now, my friends, is what is one thing you're going to do today? What is one action you are going to do today to move the needle in your career? What's one action that you've been putting off and putting off and putting off? What's one email that you've been wanting to send that you haven't? What can you do today? What's a small thing that you can do today to be in action? Think about that. All right. So join me next week at my free 3-day event. You go to beunstoppable2026.com. Totally free. I'll be there live with you. I'm really excited for that. So join that. If you have any questions or want to work deeper on anything that I've talked about today, you can go to actor-insider.com. You can reach out to us. You can DM me, whatever it is. Let's get you set up for success in 2026. All right, everyone. So good to see you. I will see you later. All right. Bye, Instagram. Bye, YouTube. Oh, I never know where to close on YouTube. Oh, nope. There we are. Bye, YouTube. And bye, Facebook.